Hi everyone. So, very good afternoon and welcome back to CGP Mentors. In this particular class, we'll be doing chapter 9 of your module C, that is credit management, and we'll be talking about the resolution of stressed assets, right? So, with that, let us discuss question number 1. So, Messrs. Apex Infratech Limited enters into corporate insolvency resolution process after defaulting on bank loans worth 200 crores. Now, the committee of creditors is formed with 3 financial creditors and a resolution plan is placed before the committee for approval. This is treated as a critical matter under the IBC. Okay. 2 creditors who are holding 58% of the voting shares support the plan, while the third creditor with 42% oppose it. What is the minimum voting majority which is required for approval of this particular critical matter? Now, what happens is that when there is a particular debtor, corporate debtor, and that debtor has failed to pay the amount, right? So, the power comes in the hand of committee of creditors. And even in the committee of creditors, you will be having so many creditors in it, right? So, we need to know that what is the majority which is needed for different kind of items. अलग अलग चीजों के लिए आपको कितनी majority चाहिए होगी. Now, if it is a routine matter, if it is a routine matter, then 51% may suffice. But suppose if this is a critical matter, then at least we need 66%. ठीक है? So कितना majority हमको चाहिए होगा? At least we will need 66%. So that is what has been said over here. Only 2 creditors which are having 58% of the voting power, they are supporting the plan. बस वो ही support कर रहे हैं इस plan को. So right now what we will say over here, यहाँ पे हम क्या कहेंगे? 66% is something which is required and obviously you are not meeting the threshold. ठीक है, आप threshold को meet नहीं कर रहे हैं. So that is your question number 1 for the Apex Infratech. 66% has been given over here. Now the committee of creditors is normally only the financial creditors. Each financial creditor has got the voting power. Financial creditor का मतलब क्या होता है? The institutions who have provided you the money without any kind of business relationship with you, but whenever I talk about the operational creditors, they do have the business relationship with me. ठीक है, उनके पास में business relationship होता है. So yes, critical matters are need to be passed by the committee of creditors with 66% majority and routine matters with a 51% of majority. If you want to withdraw the application for resolution, then at least 90% of the creditors has to say yes, because these are the people who have to receive the money. ठीक है, उन्हीं को तो पैसा चाहिए होगा. So if they will say that okay fine, you can take back the resolution application, then in that particular case 90% of the majority is needed. कितनी majority चाहिए होगी? 90% majority हमको चाहिए होगी. Now next question is, Messrs. Trident Metals Limited enters CIRP and 4 bidders show interest. Now bidder A previously had an NPA in its group company but cleared overdue amounts except interest before submitting the plan. सारा amount उन्होंने clear कर दिया but अभी सिर्फ interest का बाकी है. Bidder B, promoter is convicted for an offence carrying more than 2 years imprisonment under 12th schedule. Okay. Bidder C, prohibited by SEBI from accessing the securities market, and bidder D acted as guarantor to a defaulting corporate debtor, but no invocation of the guarantee has taken place. So now you have been asked that which particular bidder would be eligible to submit a resolution plan under section 29A. कौन सा bidder जो है वो eligible होगा resolution plan submit करने के लिए? You've got 4 bidders over here, right? Now over here, analyze it well. Somebody who has been convicted for an offence where they have been convicted for a period of more than 2 years is not eligible. ठीक है, you are prohibited by SEBI, that is clear cut ineligibility if you have been prohibited by the SEBI. Number 1 case, see, if previously had an NPA account but if you would have cleared each and every due, then it would have been fine. But आपके साथ में ऐसा नहीं हुआ है. ठीक है, आपका भी क्या बाकी है? The interest portion is remaining. So you are also ineligible. Okay. So for filing the resolution plan, you are not eligible because you have not been able to provide the full amount of interest. Bidder B is also not available because you have got imprisonment for a period of more than 2 years. Bidder C, if you will see, prohibited by the SEBI from accessing the securities market, again wrong. So only over here bidder D is someone who is eligible. Why? Because he has provided a guarantee, but there is no invocation of guarantee. कोई invocation हुआ ही नहीं है guarantee का, तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, आप एलिजिबल हो जाएंगे, ठीक है. So this has been given that persons who cannot be resolution applicant, undischarged insolvent, willful defaulter, right, when you had non-performing asset but you should have cleared, अगर आपने नहीं clear किया है तो you are not eligible, has been convicted with imprisonment for more than 2 years, right, is disqualified to act as director. If you have the disqualification to act as director, you cannot submit the resolution plan. Also prohibited by the SEBI, has been a promoter in which a preferential transaction, undervalue transaction, that these kind of transactions have taken place and order has been made by the adjudicating authority, has executed a guarantee in favor of creditor, ठीक है, but in this particular aspect the guarantee has not been invoked. Now Messrs Alpha Logistics supplied services worth 35 lakhs to Messrs Urban Trek Private Limited, but payment remained unpaid beyond the due date. पैसा नहीं मिला. Alpha Logistics issued a demand notice under section 8, okay, but Urban Tech neither paid the dues nor replied within how many days, and no dispute of arbitration was communicated. Alpha Logistics then filed an application under section 9 with LCLT, proof of delivery. Since the application was complete, NCLT admitted and initiated CRP within the statutory 14 days. So if a particular creditor has filed or has requested the debtor to release the payment, within how many days the debtor has to respond, ठीक है, कितने दिन के अंदर अंदर आपको जवाब देना ही देना है. If you are not providing the reply, you are not fulfilling the statutory duty, and in that case NCLT is all right in its situation to initiate the CIRP or the insolvency program, ठीक है. So within 7 days, within 10 days, within 11 days, or within 3 days, what is going to be the answer over here? So the correct answer is within 10 days, ठीक है, कितने दिन के अंदर अंदर, within 10 days. So process of insolvency can be initiated by the operational creditor. Operational creditor is required to deliver the demand notice of unpaid operational debtor with copy of invoice, right. This has to be done within 10 days. कितने दिन के अंदर अंदर, 10 दिन के अंदर अंदर. और अगर सब कुछ complete है, then NCLT can take this particular application within 14 days if the notice of dispute is not received from the operational creditor. But the condition is the application will be admitted only if it is complete, unpaid operational debt has not been paid, demand notice was delivered on time, notice of dispute is not received from the operational creditor, and no disciplinary proceedings is pending against the proposed resolution, ठीक है. So if that is the situation, only then this kind of application will be submitted by the NCLT. अगर ये situation है तभी submit किया जाएगा. Now next question that we have is the National Company Law Tribunal admitted the corporate insolvency resolution process of Orion Polymers on 10th February, thereby starting the initial 180-day resolution period. As the process could not be completed, the resolution professional on the basis of the resolution passed by a committee of creditors with 66% voted, filed an application to the NCLT seeking the maximum permissible extension. अब बताओ कितना extension मिलेगा? 180 days का, 90 days का, 150 days का और 365 days का. Basically here you are asking that although the process should be complete within 180 days, ठीक है, 180 दिन के अंदर अंदर आपका process complete होना चाहिए. But if the process is not complete within 180 days, now you seek the extension? Yes, you can seek the extension, but what is the maximum extension? आपको extension अगर मिलेगा भी तो कितना maximum extension मिलेगा? 180 days का, 90 days का, 150 दिन का और 365 दिन का, right? So the correct answer over here is 90 days. max to max, even including the litigation period, the whole process should be complete within 330 days. कितने दिन के अंदर complete हो जानी चाहिए? 330 days के अंदर अंदर. Okay. So yes, this should be completed. Now, which of the following stands incorrect as per the section 18 of the Insolvency Bankruptcy Code? So over here, interim resolution professional shall collect all information to the assets, finances, operations and corporate debtors. This is a what you can say easy and clear cut answer over here. There have been a simple instruction that what the insolvency professional should do. क्या काम करना चाहिए? Let us do. See, the directive is incorrect, right? And the problem is for last 2 years, for last 3 years, right? Or collect information about the assets and operations, including information related to assets and liabilities as on initiation date, or constitute a committee of creditors. The rest of the things are correct. This is correct. Okay? This is also correct. Okay? This is also correct, but this is not correct. ये correct नहीं है. पिछले 3 साल का नहीं चाहिए, right? This is incorrect. We do not require this for last 3 years. Let us have a look what the insolvency professional has to do. So collect all information on assets and finances, business operations for previous 2 years, financial payments for the previous 2 years, list of assets and liabilities, such other matters, receive and collate all the claim, constitute a committee of creditor, monitor the assets of corporate debtor, right? So over here, remember this, business operations for the previous 2 years. कितने टाइम के लिए चाहिए आपको? पिछले 2 सालों के लिए. And then this is also is required for previous 2 years, financial and operational payments for the previous 2 years, right? Then you are having the next question. Crystal Wave Applicant Limited is admitted into corporate insolvency resolution process. The interim professional receives financial debt claims from 3 lenders, Bank A, that is Sunrise Bank Limited, granted a 120 crore term loan, no director, shareholders or connected persons with the corporate debtor. Relationship is purely commercial. ठीक है. Now wait for a second. Yes. See, so IRP receives the financial debt claims from 3 lenders. Okay. So Bank A has given 120 crore term loan. Bank B provided 80 crore working capital. One of the Meridian's director is previously served as independent director in Crystal Wave applications also 2 years ago. Bank C has extended a 60 crore unsecured loan. The managing director of Crystal Wave holds 22% in the Apex credit, right? यहाँ पे this is related party relationship. Okay, I will tell you how this is related party relationship. We'll have a look. Then Bank D we are having. So managing director of the Horizon Commercial Bank is the cousin of Alpha Engineering CFO. ठीक है, यहाँ पे cousin है. Let's have a look. So based on the fact which of the above lenders could potentially be classified as related party, that is Bank C. Why we'll have a look on to this, right? So just a second. See, related party का मतलब यहाँ पे क्या दिया हुआ है आपको? The definition of IBC is very wide. It covers directors, partners, LLPs or firm having common or one more common partner or director, relative of director or partner, key managerial personnel, private company where a director holds more than 2% of share capital, right? Or a person controlling more than 20% of the voting rights. 20% से ज़्यादा voting right consider कर रहे हैं. Then over here, Bank C can be definitely called as your related party, right? Because the equity share rights you are having more than 20%. Okay, company having more than 2 directors common and even person on whose advice a director or partner is accustomed to act. So this is what you can say The definition of related party is 2 साल पहले थे अब हैं. This is something which is vague, right? That is not considered over here. What we are going to consider over here, this. ठीक है, holding or subsidiary, a person controlling more than 20% of the voting rights. So if that is the case between two institutions, then the related party, what you can say, relationship exists. Then you are having question number 7. ABC Motors enters CIRP and the resolution professional convenes the meetings through a approved video platform. Notices are sent. So these are the creditors that we are having. Bank A 45%, Bank Y 35%, NBFC Z 15%. The suspended directors and operational creditors representatives, since OCs over your operational creditors, they hold 12% of total debt. The suspended directors and representatives, they attend. Now NBFC authorizes another insolvency professional to represent it in a meeting. A resolution for fresh valuation receives 70% votes, but it fails. Why it fails? इस सिचुएशन में 70% वोट मिलते हैं लेकिन वो फिर भी फेल हो जाता है. Why? Because in this situation the what you can say, the approval which is required is for 75%. ठीक है, देखो, any resolution at a meeting of secured creditors should be passed with 75% majority. The meetings of committee of creditors shall be conducted in such manner as may be specified. देखो यहाँ पे हर किसी को वोट करने का आपको राइट दिया हो जा रहा है, but this condition is in relation to meeting of committee of creditors. They also meet in person, right? Over here it has been said that the notice has to be sent, okay, to the operational creditors or their representatives also if the amount is aggregate due is not less than 10%. अगर 10% से ज़्यादा उनके पास ड्यू है तो आप उनको भी नोटिस भेजेंगे. The directors, partners or representatives of operational creditors, they will not be having what you can say any right to vote in such kind of meetings, right? So that is the thing. Now next is, in which of the following cases resolution professional can take action only with the prior approval of committee of creditors. So prior approval of committee of creditors किस किस चीजों में चाहिए होगा? Creating any security interest over the asset. Suppose there is a machinery with us and we want that on this particular machinery bank B will have the right, or they will have the security. So for this you need to take the approval of committee of creditors. Undertake any related party transaction, you need to take the prior approval of committee of creditors. Raise any interim finance, you need to take the prior approval of committee of creditors. ठीक है, so prior approval of committee of creditors with 66% voting in favor is to be needed. If you want to raise any interim finance, creating any security interest, change the capital structure, record any change in the ownership interest, give instructions to the financial institutions, undertake any related party transaction, make any changes in the management, transferring rights of financial debts, in all such cases, making changes of the appointments, okay. So in all such situations you need to take the prior approval from the committee of creditors. आपको उनसे prior approval लेनी पड़ेगी. Then you are having, during the insolvency resolution of the Orion Electronics, the resolution professional discovers 18 months before the insolvency that company sold its testing facility to alpha developers, okay, a business owned by Mr. Raghav, who had earlier worked as external consultant for Orion, ठीक है, but left 3 years ago. Another transaction shows that 9 months before insolvency, Orion sold goods at heavy discount to Stellar Traders, okay, where there is a relationship exists in which the CEO's cousin is a non-active partner. Resolution professional is uncertain whether alpha developer or Stellar Trader qualifies as related party. क्या ये qualify करते हैं या नहीं? Now the options are, neither the transactions will fall the relevant period, only transaction with alpha developer, only transaction with Stellar Trader, both transaction fall within the relevant period. See, over here you need to know avoidance of undervalued transactions, because to the related party, whenever we are making any kind of transaction, we will always make it undervalued, right? So where this is not allowed, relevant period कब देखा जाएगा? In this case, 1 year preceding the insolvency commencement date or with a related party within a period of 2 years, right? If not reported by liquidator, then the application can be made by creditor also. So जो आपका stellar creditor वाला जो case है, in that particular case, see this, the transaction with stellar creditor, this will be called as the related party, because whenever a transaction is happening with a related party, if it is lies within a period of 2 years, that should be considered. ठीक है, इसको consider करना चाहिएगा, तो that is why this is lying within a period of 2 years. Hence this would be, and also it is a related party transaction, so that is why it needs to be reported. ठीक है. Then you are having question number 10. During the liquidation of Silver Line, the liquidator realizes 48 crore from the sale of assets. Okay. Insolvency resolution process cost and liquidation costs amount to 4 crore. Workman dues for the last 24 months total 6 crore. Employees are owed 2 crore. Secured creditor having a claim of 5 crore. Unsecured creditor 10 crore. Central government 3 crore, right? And another secured creditor who enforced its security still remains unpaid, has 4 crore outstanding. मतलब सिक्योरिटी को इन कैश कराने के बाद में भी 4 करोड़ रुपए बचे हुए हैं देने के लिए. Preference shareholders have a claim of 8 crores and equity shareholders collectively expect distributions thereafter. Now you need to find out that what would be the correct order. ठीक है, किस order में we need to pay. So let me tell you the correct order over here. First of all, what this is called as waterfall mechanism. Whatever money you will receive will go for the insolvency process and any kind of liquidation cost. Then workmen dues and secured creditors would be paid. Employees dues then will be paid. Then unsecured financial creditors, government dues and unpaid secured creditors, if there is anything remains to them, right? If there is anything, any kind of payment which is remaining in order to provide them the complete amount, we will pay them. Then you have preference shareholders and then you have equity shareholders. So this is the order that you need to follow whenever you are, what you can say, you have gained the money from your sale of assets, and then this money needs to be distributed among these stakeholders in this particular manner. ठीक है, इस manner में हम distribute करेंगे. Like the insolvency resolution professional cost, then following debts would rank equally. Workman dues for the period of 24 months, debts owed to secured creditor, right? If he has relinquished the security, अगर security को नहीं exercise कर रहे हैं, then he should be paid in priority. Wages owed to the employees other than the workmen for a period of 12 months. Following dues shall rank equally, any amount due to the central government. Okay. And debts owed to the security creditor following the enforcement of security interest. तुमने security भी ले लिया, उसके बाद में भी अगर कुछ बच रहा है तो here you will rank, and after that preference shareholders and then your equity shareholders. So this is it in this particular class. Thank you so much for joining me.